Alright, well, we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Hope you all had a nice day. Today, we're back with more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts and our continued attempt to take over the Mediterranean. So let's go blow up some poor transports and a poor light cruiser that decided to escort them. As we continue to work to kick the Chinese out of the Mediterranean, with potential plans to take Iraq and I think it's also Persia from them, so that way then they don't have any land territory near us. So that way then they can't do any future invasions via land, because those are annoying. I can't do much about land invasions. I want you to pair up with those guys. Get all the guns on range. Poor light cruiser. She is sallying forth. I'll give her crew credit. They're dedicated to defending this conflict. The fuck? Where'd those torpedoes come from? These, this light cruiser wasn't equipped with any. I've never seen a transport generate with torpedo launchers before. What the fuck? These bastards really outfitted their Q ships this time. Gave them fucking torpedo launchers. You guys, you're supposed to be unsafe. Why did you fire? Those were some very close calls with those torpedoes. Oh, this poor destroyer. Stumbled its way into one of my smaller battle groups. Yeah, the Chinese Navy in the Mediterranean is basically gone. I have removed their presence. He's gone under smoke. Oh, he fired off torpedoes. More than likely at that squadron. And he's dead. He put up a good fight, but he did not make it. Now they have a heavy cruiser here. Some transports. So yeah. Iraq and Persia are kind of their last two bastions here. Awkwardly, I'm gonna have to take this shit later. Because the United States wiped out Bulgaria. How goes this naval invasion? It goes. How much would I need to launch a naval invasion of Iraq? Alright, dispatch the boys. Since you guys aren't needed for much, you're also going to be heading out, but you shall be heading out here to prevent any reinforcements from getting into the Persian Gulf. And also function as the beginning of a naval invasion in Persia once we can get that started. I control the Suez now. I control the trade through here. We're not fucking pressuring the British or the Germans. Alright, here you guys go. Money. I've got tons of it. A battle cruiser? Where the hell did this thing come from? They're doing the Italy thing again, where they're just building new ships and sending them out to die. They have a large navy somewhere, and they're just not using it. I mean, probably because it's busy fighting someone else, but still. My dreams of a Mediterranean empire are semi-dashed by this minor annoyance. This should be interesting. Alright, all ships say, do not fire your fucking torpedoes. Ready the guns and fire. That thing does not have torpedoes on it, and doesn't look like the transports are armed with torpedoes either, so at least we're safe on that. Yeah, that battlecruiser ain't gonna last very long. At this point, it is just entirely just naval gunnery practice. Get these crews some experience. Oh, this poor last transport. Here comes the rain. God damn it. Oh, hey, Poland managed to take Lithuania. Good for them. They're rebuilding. Who'd they ally with? I forgot. Alright, they allied with the French. What the fuck? Japan's trying to take Bohemia? Those bastards, that's mine! I mean, that was my territory that I was gonna take from the Germans. Because they swindled it from me. They swindled it, I say. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. They did win, though. Yeah, my naval forces are on the way. Don't worry, we'll be there. Only a bit longer until southern Turkey is under my control. Of course, eastern Turkey will still be the only place that they have on the in the area that would be a threat that I can't really do much about. Oh, I've actually decimated them. They're down to 32 vessels. They're building 112, but they only have 32 left at the moment, currently floating. I'm surprised their army logistics are still 100%. I'm surprised Italy still even exists. Do they? Yeah, they still own Etria. That's the only place they have left. Some port transports. Sure, Cyprus and Ukraine. No, you can't have any of those. Can't have any of those. You can't have any of those. You can pick from the catalog. That's all you can do. You can pick from the fucking catalog. Oh, jeez. That's a big fleet. Though I think the United States is probably going to take these islands from them any day now. So I'm not too worried about it. Destroyer. Heavy cruiser. It only has depth charges type 1, so you guys might actually be able to beat that. Apparently not. You guys got fucked. I shall dispatch you guys to go and help out, since that other squadron just got fucked. More transport sunk. Yeah, sure. We'll deal with the these rabble. How much do I need? How big is your squadron? And neither of you have the tonnage required in order to take that. I'm gonna recall you guys. Actually, no, you guys are the ones meeting up with that. You guys are the ones that are supposed to be all one squadron, so yeah. I'll send you guys up there for now, and then I'll send you guys back up to help finish up the conquest. Actually, I can send the Suez Canal guards, because with the 2 flotillas of submarines I have in the Red Sea, the Chinese aren't going to be able to use the Suez Canal to get through anytime soon. So yeah, I can just send the Suez Canal security forces. Nice thing about submarines in this game, you can just use them to block off routes. Basically make it impassable for enemy ships. Also, we're starting to get up there and rivaling the United States in terms of naval power. Because we do have a fairly large navy now. 192 ships. I don't know how large the United States Navy is at this point. Sure, Denmark. Sure, Brazil. Another region I'm gonna have to fucking take control of later. Bosphorus. Oh, it says Japan took control of it, but it's still marked as ungoverned territory. Anyway, what the fuck's going on up here? Poland is now invading into Latvia. I guess they're trying to establish a new seat of power before they go and try to take back Poland proper. Or is France just at war with Germany? Oh yeah, France is at war with Germany at the moment. That's probably why Poland's doing such offensive activity against the Germans. Good on you, Poland. You're doing it. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna move the garrison protecting the Suez up here to help out with the naval invasion. I'm gonna start up the naval invasion of Persia. Because we should already have a naval squadron within range that's fairly large. Yeah, that should be more than large enough. Only a few more days on the invasion of Iraq to take it. We're at 666,000 capacity for tonnage, so we can make a lot of ships and do massive refit programs. There's transports to sink. Central class destroyers for sale. Southern Turkey is now secured. Means we have even more shit. Gonna dump that into armor quality and dump you into actually keep you on acoustics and shit. I'd like to be able to have my ships be able to better detect when they're getting fucked. What do you got? Depth charge type 4? Yeah. Not something I'm really gonna care all that much about. Well, now that that's been dealt with, any other Chinese bases I need to worry about down here? Not really. I guess I can send these guys over to Bombay. Put them somewhere where they'll be at least mildly more annoying to the enemy. How did the fucking Germans even get this territory over here, the northeast frontier? Anyway, conquest. Oh right, yeah, that's the one we're doing over here to take over the Dardanelles. little bit here, the Dardanelles. Not really. Do I really care? Italy's kind of dead. You guys were supposed to join up with your, like, squadron. I don't know why you guys are still acting as an individual fleet. Sometimes this is a weird thing that happens where even if you have the requirements for a large-scale fleet, your ships just won't merge when you send them out from port at different times. Bit of a weird thing that just happens sometimes. That thing's got a lot of torpedoes on it. I'm gonna dispatch you two this way. Try to get that thing to fire off at you guys because you'll be a far smaller squadron. Therefore easier at dodging it. Oh, she already launched one. She launched off a forward-facing one. We're gonna turn you guys because it looks like she may have fired off some torpedoes into your current line. And there goes the light cruiser. Yeah, the Kaiser Franz Joseph class of heavy cruiser is pretty good at its job of being a big-ass patrol vessel. Basically, you don't want cargo going somewhere, these things are your boy. They're trying to make a run for it. The only reason why we don't let these transports escape is that the more they get sink, the harder it is for them to keep their army well funded. And I'd rather their ground army stay where it is and not try to go on the offensive again. Especially while I'm trying to capture all the territories that they could launch offenses from. Denmark, you cannot have those. Ukraine wants a Phoenix-class battlecruiser. If it weren't for the fact, Ukraine, that you'd just scrap it probably a couple of years down the line, no. It's just too much that I'm willing to, that I'd have to invest in, that I'm not willing to invest in. Yeah, it says the Bosphorus is still, uncontested. Oh, right, yeah. The Bosphorus requires a shit ton of tonnage in order to take it. Which is why I want it. I want the Bosphorus. I need it in order to gain control of this naval route. Especially since we now own Ukraine, so the only other connection I have is through Galicia and Hungary. My only land-based connections. How goes building up an army force in Ukraine? Only like 6,000 people. All these other guys have like shit tons of manpower in these like states. Well, the United States not so much, but yeah. To be fair, the Japanese regions are fairly similar state. Launch another naval invasion, this time of Kuwait. So that way then we can secure all of this territory fairly quickly. Which all of these territories have fairly large populations, so this will be nice to bring into the Austro-Hungarian Empire. War has erupted between Italy and Spain. Like there's anything left of Italy to fight. No, Brazil, you can't have one of those. Oh, the Germans did manage to keep a hold over Latvia, though, to be fair. They don't have much of an army left to defend it. Yeah, Kuwait and Iraq will soon fall under our jurisdiction. Oh, looks like there's some guys trying to run through the blockade here. Oh, we got a submarine engagement here. That's a destroyer. We're not engaging those. Oh, what do we got here? Some transports. Unfortunate for them. All right, anyway, let's look at the politics of the world. The United States is up to 300 ships, which they've actually lost a few, but they have 35 battleships. That's a lot of battleships. I think I have the second most battleships in the world. And I only have like 4? Yeah, I have 4 battleships. 10 battle cruisers, though. So I got more than the United States in battle cruisers, which ain't saying much. But I've definitely invested a lot more in submarines than they have. I don't know if the Chinese will be willing to surrender after this. We're not threatening Japan yet. One of their profound politicians was assassinated in cold blood, and their government accuses us that we're behind it. I can live with that. No, Denmark, you can't have a Phoenix-class battlecruiser. In Ukraine, you can't have a Pudding-class battleship. Order something from the fucking catalog, please. Honestly, considering the fact that we're just sitting on shit at the moment, I could build a second Pudding class. We only have one of them in service at the moment. I mean, might as well. We got the space for it. Might as well build a second one. Where the hell is Pula? There it is. A revolution has happened in Germany. Sure, that'll go over well. Ugh. I don't think we've seen the Chipacali battle crew, the Chipacali, the battle cruiser in action yet. To be fair, I could have made the cheap line even cheaper by shrinking down the width and the beam. Not the beam, the depth of the ships. Making them even smaller and even cheaper. They would have lost a lot of their loadability though. Also, Jesus, conditions. Yeah, here's the cheap Bicali. Going. Not you two. Alright. Visible 8-inch guns. Yeah. This ship is really weird. Like, it's got 2 main guns, and then it's got 2 more main guns. And then it's got a whole lot of small secondaries. He's got torpedoes, guys. I'd like him dead. Or transports are just being fired upon by general idea that the radar is telling us to shoot at. That's a torpedo. Fucking transports armed with torpedoes again. That is honestly surprising and annoying. Yeah. The German Reich tried to gain control over Persia. I'm trying to gain control over Persia. Fuck you guys. Anyway, I own Iraq now. Which has increased my crew pool by quite a bit. I have gained quite a lot more population. While also taking away from China's population. Though to be fair, the people that aren't from my home nation are starting to get a bit bigger. So I think we have the second most provinces, yeah. We're just behind the, well, we're behind the United States in terms of provinces. France is desperately trying to hold on to Western France. Which honestly makes Germany a more tempting target for once the war with China's over. Because they have quite a few regions that I'd like to take. To secure my place in the as the Mediterranean Empire. Of course, that requires some other regions. That's a destroyer. Those are 2 hostile submarines. Destroyer. Cruiser. Destroyer. 2 cruisers. How's the naval invasion of Persia going? Next turn we'll gain Persia. And then once we gain Kuwait, well, there won't really be much of a reason to continue the war. Because at that point, I will have secured any chances of the Chinese being able to push in. And we'll get the Dardanelles, too. Nice. Hostile transports destroyed. That's the Dardanelles secured. Now all I have to do is hope that the Japanese fail this invasion. Then I can move in to take the Bosphorus. The British are trying to take back England. They are indeed trying. Brazil is launching another invasion of southern Brazil. Good luck, guys. Managed to fail this so many times that honestly at this point I'm surprised that you can even still afford to put people in boats. Their navy has to be larger than the Argentinians because the Argentinians' only ally is the French. And the French, well, they are building ships. They're taking a while to get them out. Their entire navy's basically just submarines right now. Another destroyer battle. More submarines to fight. Destroyer. Cruiser. Destroyer. Cruisers. And once the well, actually, we did secure Persia. Yeah, once Kuwait's secured, we're basically just gonna end the war here. I don't feel like pushing into fucking India. Right now, what we're doing is just putting the squeeze on the Japanese. I mean, not the Japanese, the Chinese. I'm pushing them out of my region, and I don't give a shit what they do afterwards. Not yet. Cyprus wants a cheap Kelly battlecruiser. Ukraine wants a pudding-class battleship. Again, these things aren't for sale. Brazil wants a cheap Cali class. Oh, hey, maybe we'll finally be able to take our shot at the fucking Bosphorus. I do have some naval units in position. Maybe if I move a few more, the game will give us an event to let us go at it. One more turn, and then we gain control over Kuwait. And then once Kuwait's secured, I'm just going to take whatever peace deal the Chinese want to do. As long as it, you know, obviously isn't me returning my territory that I've taken from them. Oh, enemy destroyer. And it's gone. Denmark wants a battlecruiser, sure thing. Oh, now they're launching a fucking land invasion. Yeah, Japan's probably going to take control of the Bosphorus. Alright, time to move these submarines out. You two can go back to Spoleto. You need repairs and replacements. How goes this? It goes. Don't know if the Netherlands are gonna win that. Be nice if they did, but yeah, I'm gonna be wrapping up the war here with the Japanese, not the Chinese here soon. Can't even offer them a fucking peace treaty right now. War continues. No. We're not threatening a fucking Japan. We'll let a few turns go by, see what happens. See if the Chinese offer a surrender. Because they are in no position to win this. Any chance they did have sank in the Mediterranean. I shall agree to a peace treaty with the Chinese. Peace has been signed. Oh, I don't want any of this. I don't really care for your boats. I guess since it's tradition, we'll take one. We've taken a heavy cruiser from Italy. We've taken battle cruisers from the Russians. We'll take a light cruiser this time. You know, we'll take these both the same class. Yeah, Jing class light cruiser. Yeah, we'll take 2 of those. Sure. Alright, time to bring all of our naval assets back home. Biggest naval ports we have available. Yeah, you guys can head there. Yeah, you guys are the ones that these heavy cruisers have been tagging around for a while. You guys head there as well. So then you guys can finally be put into 1 unit. Submarines, you guys head home to Spoleto. You guys never really saw combat, but we're gonna send you guys home anyway. And then there was this squadron over here. Yeah, you guys are going home as well. Yeah. You guys, I don't think saw a single bit of action, but yeah, you're going back to La Spezia. And these squadrons here are just gonna sit here until the fucking Bosphorus is... Oh. Yeah, it doesn't look like the Bosphorus is gonna open up. Unfortunate. Alright, that means we're gonna park you guys at bases, then. Let's see. How's Alexandria's naval base? Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Lebanon doesn't have too bad of a naval base either. What about you guys? How are you guys doing? You guys can head to Ancona there. Basically get all these ships home and fixed up, because some of them have seen some battle damage. An alliance with France. Now that's an interesting one. I will agree to an alliance with France. Never mind. They don't want to have an alliance with France. God damn it. Russia is just not doing well against the Polish. Their homeland may be lost, but they're trying. Oh, the Japanese and the French are actually working together to invade Germany. Okay. Anyway, we're getting our ships fixed up. It's 1953. Alright, so all these ships got refitted in 1941. And the Birch's last refit was 1939? I could have sworn I did a refit for the Birch recently. I know I did a refit of these. 1944 on the on this boy. Last time this one saw a refit. So let's do some refits. What can we do to you? Not much, honestly. You don't have much weight left to fuck with. I don't want to fuck with these. And there really isn't anything we can really do for you. You're kind of already just as upgraded as we can go. I guess we can up armor the inner belt and inner deck. Not by much. But yeah, there really isn't anything to refit that thing with at the moment. So let's go over to the Jinning. This ship that we've stolen. Not a bad design, not a bad one. Oh, that's an interesting bridge module. I've never seen a bridge module like that one, where it's got 2 barbette stations. Torpedo launcher arrangement's a bit weird. And she is somehow overweight. She has no armor. Where the hell did all her armor go? Alright, well, we're removing the mine laying capabilities. We don't need those. It's got 7.4-inch guns. We don't use 7.4. You're telling me this gun can't aim shit. Why is it here then? What do you mean this gun can't aim for shit? What's here that's blocking it from shooting? I really don't know. We're just gonna I don't want to remove it because it's funny being there. But I'm gonna have to do something about getting it to actually function. See, look, there it goes. Now it works. Alright, as for actually making this thing fucking work, swap out for 2 powder 3. We're gonna downgrade to a 21-inch torpedo. We definitely don't need a 23-inch torpedo. Autoload 2. We'll go with electric torpedoes. We'll go with nose views, and we'll keep semi-ballistic. Electric steering's fine. We're going to increase the bulkheads, but we're going to cut back on range. Try to get this thing up to 30 knots. Yeah, we're going to kill the range on these things. Oh, it's got underwater torpedo launchers as well, doesn't it? Honestly, underwater torpedo launchers, they're great, but they're not super functional. There we go. No underwater torpedo launchers. We're a bit heavy in the front. Honestly, I need to save some weight as I try to put a belt on this thing. Alright, 3.3 inches is how thick I can make the belt. At least give this thing some ability to fucking defend itself. Increase the amount of torpedo ammo just to bring some of that weight to the back. Do we have a better secondary tower? I mean, if I wanted to go with that, but I'm just gonna upgrade to the mini rangefinder. Move that gun back up a bit. Move this back a bit. Lets me move this back a bit. Lets me move this back a bit. I guess I could swap out the back turret for a quad, so that way then it weighs a bit more, but I don't think 2.7 is that bad. Give this thing some extra armor. And can we go back up a bit in range? Definitely not. But hey, new design, kind of. New ship parts to play with. Oh, you know what could be a fun challenge run? Piracy. Piracy campaign. You start with a fleet, and the only way you can replenish and build new ships is to steal and refit them from other people. That would be a fun idea for a campaign. Anyway, refit both of the ones that we took. $11 months on that. And then as for the Birch, refitted in 1939. We're going to give it an R refit. I didn't realize that we haven't refitted this thing in fucking forever, apparently. I probably kept looking at it being like, oh, it's still fairly new. It's still fairly recent. It doesn't need a refit. 1953. That's quite the time jump from 1939. 14 years. 14 years without a refit. Still running on diesel engines. Why are you complaining about the turret now? Why? Every time I go to refit this damn thing, it complains that the turret no longer works. Alright, what if I just downgrade it down to a 7? How large can this caliber be before it's too big? 7.8. I'll live with it. I can live with 7.8. Let's see. Let's give it a Gen 3 radar. We'll give it sonar 1. Actually, I might as well give it sonar 3. I haven't even, like, touched the maximum amount of weight this thing can carry. Like, the Birch class was designed to be upgraded, and we've gotten to a point where I've run out of shit to put on it. I guess we can increase the armor. Make them a bit more tough. Yeah, 14 inches of belt. And 13 inches of deck. Basically makes this thing a floating fortress. And it's already outfitted with a shit ton of guns. I guess we can increase the range on it too. I guess we can really just upgrade the Birch class to be like our long-range enforcement. Just being a ship that goes out to ports on the frontier to basically be like, yeah, so you're thinking about being a bitch. I wouldn't recommend it. We got a Birch class. Birch would probably be so pissed to find out that his ship, the ship named after him, is basically used for Imperial enforcement. Or at least is slowly being converted into that role. And not much more to be really done about this. I'm not sure there will be many major overhaul refits that we'll see in the future of this game. Like, if we were taking ships from, like, if we started in the 1890s, then we'd have some pretty wild shit going on. But we did start in the 1920s with some pretty tame ships. Pretty tame ships. Alright, let's see. The Maverick was designed in 1937? Damn, these ships are getting old. This rule got a refit in 48. I haven't done a refit of any of these. And the Birch got refitted in 1939. I forgot all of these were like developed during the Italian Wars, so they never really got used. Why it feels like they're just so... I mean, these things need a refit. Those things probably need a refit. Alright, the Absol was refitted in 1941, but that was honestly more just to add in the new engine rather than actually do shit. Yeah, the refit for the Absol was basically just stick new engine in it, make it go fast. Make it go the same speed as the rest of the cruisers that we're designing at the time. Which was 30 knots is the new speed for which all of our cruisers are supposed to be able to match. Alright, so we're upgrading to modern armor. You already have gas turbines. Citadel 4 is what you're using. Not really going to give you depth charges. There really isn't a point to doing so. Gen 3 radar, we can fit that in. Sonar 1, we can fit that in too. I don't think we can increase your range. Yeah, too much weight. Propeller shaft 3? Yeah, we can do that. So at the very least, you're a bit more engine efficient. I guess we can give you some depth charges so that way then you have the ability to defend yourself against submarines. Not much, but it's an option. It'll be an option that's there to the crew. They aren't well outfitted to fight submarines, but they do have the technology to do so. Yeah, the rest of this is probably just going to be spent with me sorting out what's getting refitted. Because as things slowly get older, they need refits to bring them up to modern standards. Of course, there's only so much I can do to bring them up to modern standards. Where are the other 1949? There's the Delta. Ugh. I'm not sure there's really much we can do with the Delta to bring it up to more modern things, other than upgrading the armor, of course, so that way then it's a bit better. And sometimes the range. The range is something else that we're also starting to need. Because now that we're starting to have to go out to fight these guys on the high seas instead of just fighting in the Mediterranean, we do need that extra bit of range. Modern Armor 2, that saves us quite a bit of weight. It's already got Shaft 3 on it. Reinforced bulkheads. 20-inch torpedoes. Depth charge 4. Gen 3 radar, I guess. Increase the inner deck and belt armor a bit. Make it a bit more resistant to torpedo attacks. I guess we'll give it a little extra range. Like, if we can pack in some extra range, might as well. We can always remove that extra range later if we need space to throw in new technology, which we're not really getting new technology anymore. I guess a bunch of ammo, too? I guess that's enough of a change for a refit. Again, the Delta and the Absol were designed later, so they don't really need as much changes as some of the others. They were fairly safe, modern-ish designs. They do what they do, and they do it well. As for the Nalina and Dragon class, those are older and benefit a lot more from modern refits than the Absol and the Delta class. They don't benefit by much, considering what we have to work with, but they do benefit. Though it does still take a bit for shit to load. Yeah. The Nalina class still, even though I probably should have when it was shown to be not great for its day and age, or at least the problem with the Nalina class was when we put it into service, it wasn't a good ship. It found its niche later on when we had more ships to provide variety, but the original concept was a heavy cruiser with light weapons that can shoot quick. That was the original concept for the Nalina class cruiser. Ship is now overweight. That solves that issue. We could give it better anti-torp capability, but I don't think we have enough room for that. Gen 2 radar is available. Sonar 3? Yeah, we can fit Sonar 3. I don't think we can fit anti-torp 4, yeah. Only anti-torp 3. Can we bring the range back up? No. Range stays low. Gen 3 radar? Nope, just Gen 2 radar. Got it. Got it. I guess we'll increase the deck. Armor by a bit. Not by much. But a bit's more than nothing. Which is a whole lot of what this ship kind of has for abilities to be upgraded with what technology we have at this point. Like, one of the problems is that as we go on, these hulls are going to become harder and harder and harder to maintain. And to be fair, the layout of this ship isn't great either, with how spaced out the turrets are. Let's see. The Dragon class is up next. Another ship that has been in service for a while and has seen a major refit once. And by major refit, I mean it saw a design change to its ship design. Engine efficiency is shit. Upgrade to modern armor. Can we get an auxiliary 4 engine in here? No. Yeah, not much I can do about these funnels, I don't think. Oh, I can swap them out. Wow, that's clearly only slightly better. I can't even fit that fucking Gen 1 radar in here, really? Oh, might as well try to get whatever engine efficiency out of this thing I can. Ain't much additional engine efficiency, but it's engine efficiency. We'll take it. Yeah, it still uses heavy shells, which I use super heavy shells because I prefer them, but heavy shells aren't bad. As well as I do prefer maximum bulkheads. Keeps your ships afloat a lot better than just using standard. Your ships can tank a lot more if they have more bulkheads. It does add quite a bit to the tonnage, though. Now, I could solve some of the problems I'm having with the Dragon and Alina class by just widening the hulls, but I feel like the fact that these are refits and not just major hull redesigns are kind of a charm to it all. We already have a refit of the Drool. I don't know why I clicked on that, but I need to refit the Generation 3 Navy is what I'm going to refer to them as. The Drool is technically part of the Generation 3, but is more of a stopgap between Generation 2 and 3. It's basically a hybrid light cruiser destroyer, and it functions in the role of either. Anyway, the pudding hasn't been refitted since its design. So I'm semi-interested to see what the hell's gonna happen when we hit this refit button. It is the biggest ship we have ever constructed. And I will probably build a ship that is bigger than this, that has even bigger guns. I think the maximum size I'm probably going to go up to is an 18-inch gun. I might design a ship around a 20-inch gun, but that's going to be smaller. Anyway, here's the pudding class in all its glory. Still using a diesel too. So yeah, we're going to want to upgrade that. We're going to want to go to shaft 3 because I want to get these... I just want to improve this thing. Gen 3, might as well give it Sonar 3. Like, if we got the room for it, might as well. And considering how big these things are, might as well make them a bit more tanky. 14 inches of belt, 10 inches of deck. Still have our 5.5-inch guns. I could give it torpedo launchers. They'd be basically useless. Or I could install some deck ones. Which would be mildly less useless. But yeah, no. I'm just gonna keep it as is. Increase the inner deck armor, increase the inner belt armor. Increase the superstructure and the conning tower to 5 inches of armor. Might as well throw in the extra range. Like, if we got the space for it, we might as well use it. Now, we haven't seen the pudding class do much. We've seen it, I think, about 2 or 3 engagements. Is how many we've actually seen the pudding class engage in. It doesn't see much action, more because of the fact it's just one ship, and secondly, usually it's being assigned to places where we need a shit ton of tonnage. Alright, Phoenix-class battlecruisers. They've been... they've not been great. They're a good ship. They just have been kind of a disappointment. More because of game mechanics rather than anything else. They're not bad. 10-inch guns. Fairly accurate. So they can get fire down on a target real quick, but I think we might upgrade our Phoenix-class battlecruisers to a heavier caliber gun. Because the 10-inch is good. It's a good gun. But it's starting to show its age. It's starting to get a bit outclassed. Alright, I forgot you're equipped with a torpedo launcher. We're gonna go with Gen 3 radar. Might as well go with upgrade the sonar. Anyway, yeah. 10-inch guns. Yeah, we're gonna swap them out. What do we have? We do have Mark 5 12s. And Mark 5 13s. Can the 12s fit on this barbette? They can. I'll need to move it forward in order for it to actually fire. Increase the 12s to full length. And I think that should give the Phoenix class a bit more bite. Might as well increase the belt to 12. Increase the main deck to 10. And that gives us quite a bit of extra armor. And, of course, like with the other ones, because we're going to be needing to fight the United States soon, long range is going to be a thing we're going to need to consider. So yeah, like with all the other ones that have had some leftover space, we're throwing in some extra fuel and shit so that way the ship can function more effectively. Alright, on to the Kaiser Friend Joseph. These things have been okay heavy cruisers. They're pretty good at their job. Not great, not terrible. They do their service well. However, like with the others, it is aging and showing its age, along with its armament of 8-inch guns. So we may upgrade at least the Kaiser Friend Joseph to the 10-inch that our old battle... Well, actually, we might upgrade to the 9-inch that our old battle cruisers were using. Not sure we'll go much bigger than a 9-inch on these. What do we have access to? Yeah, we do have access to the 9-inch. Does it fit on these turrets? Kind of. Oh, can you just not shoot off of that? Oh, yeah, it does have that little thing there. I'll have to add in a new barbette. Oh, that doesn't even fit the gun. Well, that one will actually fit it. I just can't have a gun in front of it. Even if it can technically shoot over that. Alright, we need a different barbette. Yeah, I can back that up a little bit. Put those somewhat back where they were. That means I'm going to need to swap out this for these similar barbettes. I'm gonna put one of these back here because I think it's kind of funny. And we're not really gonna be ever in the retreat, so honestly the fact that that gun can't for some reason shoot backwards, even though it should be more than able to shoot backwards over that. Just gives us another 3-inch gun. Let's increase the deck armor. It's a bit thin. We'll increase to like 8. 8 inches of deck armor. We'll increase the main belt to 11. 10.6. We'll throw some extra... Oh, nope, definitely not extra range. Cannot fit that. Since we've upgraded the guns. Alright, forgot. Have to increase the length. Forgot about that part. Great. Now we need to do some weight saving somewhere. I guess I can cut back on the range a bit. It's not the worst thing in the world. I would rather have the Gen 3 radar anyway. And the extra armor on the deck. How much armor can we add to the deck? That is as much armor as they will let us have. Fair enough. We lose a bit of range, but we have some better guns on the Kaiser Franz Joseph. Probably should just shorten the name to the KFJ. Let's see, the Maverick. That also was designed during the 3rd generation. Of course, as these refits come out, that means a 4th generation needs to be developed. Which will include all the latest and greatest in technology that we've developed. Now, unlike with the Kaiser Franz Joseph and the Phoenix-class battlecruiser, not much we can do in terms of upgrading firepower here. It's kind of already equipped with as big of a gun as we can fit on a light cruiser. Let's upgrade your steering capabilities. Gen 3 radar, sonar is already fully upgraded, depth charges are fully equipped. I guess the only thing to really do is just, I guess we can give you 2.9-inch guns. Alright, well those don't fit up there anymore, so we'll just downgrade those a bit. Oh wait, no, that's length. I want to upgrade down. I want to downgrade diameter. Alright, we'll just stick with 2-inch guns. A little slower firing, but a little better at hitting the target. Well, not hitting the target, but more damage to the target. Upgrade the deck armor. Upgrade the aft belt, because for some reason that's not as heavily armored as it should be. Upgrade the super structure a little bit. How much room we got left? We can throw a little bit more range in here. A little bit more range in here. Upgrade the barbette on the 7-inch. I think that's enough for the Maverick class. There really isn't much we did with the design of this thing. Fairly straightforward cruiser, light cruiser design. Guns, torpedoes, decent speed. If it weren't for the fact that we're basically capped on speed for these things, I'd consider trying to push them up to 32. But with the other cruisers with the other older generation cruisers, they just can't. They can't be upgraded any further. They are where they are, and there isn't much to be done about it. Anyway, how much shipyard capacity is being used? All of it. Good to know. Thankfully, most of it was just on repairing ships, so we now have some free space. And now we don't have free space. Denmark wants some cheap heavies. You are definitely not getting a footing class battleship. Yeah, currently just repairing ships. Apparently one of my fucking, one of these light cruisers is over in fucking Algiers. Where did I send that, squadron of ships that are just made up of a combination of whatever is available? Oh yeah, these two. Where's the Jack Solo? I wanna figure out where that fucking is. Where is it? It is Eastern Mediterranean, Alexandria. Really? This is the squadron you got assigned to? Alright, well, we're gonna send you over here to go join up with these guys. To go join up with your fellow, incarcerated, ships. Oh, Germany's democratic again. Or, well, no longer following the fascists. Yeah, port over here is still overfilled with submarines that I stuck here because didn't really have anywhere else to put them. Let's see what we can put a refit program on. Definitely not anything currently afloat. Not till the repairs are done. Which shouldn't take too long. We're not threatening the Japanese. I don't really care about the money. I have a shit ton of it. The Netherlands wants a Chupacali. Finances, we need to continuously upgrade our shipyards. Actually, let me go under research. How powerful is our... The 18-inch gun is currently Mark III. The 20-inch gun is also Mark III. I'm kind of half tempted to design a battleship that uses the 18-inch. But I'm not sure we can even, like, build one that's bigger than the pudding. Nor would it be worth it. Because at this point, if we go for Generation 4 warships, there really isn't much of a point. Like, our Gen 3 warships, even without refits, are more than capable of fighting the current wars. Anyway, how big can we build this thing? That's the size of the pudding, so we're going to make it bigger. Just because we can. But yeah, this is the max size we can build any ship to. Well, battleship to. Not great engine efficiency, but I'm sure it's fine. Like, if this ship's gonna be the big one in the Navy, the big prize, we're gonna stick the biggest guns on it. Gen 3 radar, RDF, sonar 3, conic, or stereoscopic. Tube powder, TNT, super heavy shells, increased ammunition, auto load 2, petro hydro. We don't have enough room for this shit. So we're gonna cut back on range. Not much we can do for cutting back on range. You know, 20 inches of belt, probably a bit overkill. Even then, that's still... Still fills us up quite a bit. Alright, we'll decrease down to that. And for secondary guns, we'll add in some 8-inchers. Get some use out of those 8-inch guns we ripped off of some other ships. And this thing won't have much room for refitting, that's for sure. complement of 5,158 crew. She's a heavy boy. Let's see. We shall call it the Alice class. Are we going to build any of these? Probably not. This is entirely just a ship that'll be on paper. It's 100. Well, actually, we can put it in the production queue. We can actually build it. Am I crazy? Probably. Anyway, to Pula you go, like with every other ship that is constructed brand spanking new. 38 months, by the way. Quite the expensive ship. Still repairing two of our battle cruisers and 3 of our submarines while we're building two battleships, one Pudding and one Alice class. And we're still refitting those 2 light cruisers, along with constructing all those other warships for other countries. No, Maverick class cruisers are not for sale. Alice class battleship? Are you insane, Netherlands? No way am I selling you one of those. Oh, the Germans and the Russians are now fighting over England. Who would have seen that coming? Yeah, I ain't got much tonnage open. So refits are going to be a bit of a bitch to do. How many birches? Oh, there's only been one. Oh, I think, no, there were more birch class vessels. But I think they've been destroyed. Or at the very least, they're one of the ships being refitted. I mean, repaired. Because we do have 2 battle cruisers currently under repairs. But yeah, 20-inch gun battleship is, in this game, kind of useless. When it hits hard. But that's when it hits. And they don't hit too often. Yeah, there's the other one. I think there's another Birch battlecruiser, and that's the other one that's currently being repaired. Alright, all those ships are done being fixed up. Oh, and those 2 light cruisers are done as well, so I can send them to go meet up with their fellow capturees. We're not making an alliance with Spain. We're not threatening Italy. We're not threatening Germany yet, and we're not threatening Britain. I want to get my ships sorted. Sure. Fine. You're gonna dedicate yourself to big guns just to trying to get that all sorted. Let's see. Absol class. There's quite a few of you. Well, actually, there aren't as many of you as I thought there were. I know we've lost a few over the years, but, yeah, I thought we had more than that. Alright, you guys head to, Messina to join up with your new friends. Oh. I may have accidentally parked another, fleet here. Unless you're... Oh, wait, no, you went to Odessa. That's where I saw you at. Yeah. Yeah, tensions are starting to go back down again now that I have all of my naval forces currently just hanging out. Oh, Poland's starting to lose again. Won't be too long before they manage to take Prussia from them. Poor Poland. They've not had a good time. How big is the German Navy? 9 ships, really? I guess we will go to war with the Germans then. There's no reason for me not to. I can easily perform these operations with just 2 fleets if that's all that Germany has left to offer. I won't even need to mobilize much. Yeah, there aren't many of the Delta class left either. They've been suffering major casualties during the wars as well. No. Uh, we are currently over tonnage on ship capacity, which isn't great. Hopefully these cruisers that are being refitted will be refitted quickly. There we go. There's all of our shipbuilding capacity back. And most of it's being eaten up by those 2 battleships because they are big. They're fucking huge. Big ass fucking battleships. We're building 2 of them. To be fair, quad designed, the quad cannons on the 20s are definitely not the way to go. If you want to use 20s, dual configuration is your best option. If you want a mix of firepower and ammunition. If you want accuracy, the single ones are the best ones to go with, but you're not going to have much ammo, nor will you have all that great of a rate of fire. Though to be fair, when it comes down to this game, it's more like 1 shot will land every once in a blue moon from heavy artillery. Whereas your lighter ships will usually land a lot more shots, because they can fire more often. Which was, again, the concept of the Nalina class was 100% just shit tons of firepower going downrange, hitting a target. Yeah. Anyway, this new battleship is not Generation 4. It's more of a Generation 3.5. I'll build a proper battleship if I decide to go with a Generation 4, but I probably will design a Generation 4, but they'll probably be more like the Cheps, where they're fairly cheap and quick to build. Because we're getting to that point where I just need a lot of ships quickly constructed. Yeah, we're probably coming up on the end of this campaign. It's 1954. I basically control the majority of the Mediterranean. There's only a few spots where somebody else controls it. So my dreams of a Mediterranean empire are kind of already somewhat fulfilled. No, you can't have a pudding-class battleship. You see how fucking expensive those things are? I'd like to declare war on the fucking Germans. I wish declaring war was a fucking option. Anyway, I do need to rebuild some of the submarines that were lost during that last war. And by rebuild some of them, I mean I'm gonna build an entire fleet of the damn thing. course, I have to find fucking Spoleto. Back over here to refits and shit. The Lena class is up next for refits. How much more room do we have? Not enough for anything else, really. And suddenly, we have room. Damn it. Fuck it, we'll go to war with Britain then. Damn it. Ah, dang it. The dragon classes are up next. Yeah, not many of those ships survive. There's only a few of them left. I definitely can't refit the pudding yet, because that is a fucking big ship, and that'll take up a lot of tonnage in the dry dock. The Phoenix is also a no-go, because, again, takes up a lot of shit tonnage in the dry dock. However, we can refit the Kaiser Franz Joseph and the Maverick. But to be fair, there's a lot more of these. Yeah. How many Kaiser Franz Josephs are there? Okay, yeah, there's a fair few of these too. There's a fair few of them. It's clear that we build a lot of ships, but over time we do. You agree that we need one more battleship, considering the United States has 32 of the damn things. Let's see, that gets rid of unrest, which I do have a bit of, and I would rather have none of it. So yeah, I will do that. Less unrest. I don't like unrest. Really? Don't want to sign one with me, Romania? I literally surround you. Bastards. Sure, Netherlands, you can have some Troll-class destroyers. Start getting you guys under refit as well. I do have the largest submarine fleet in the world, compared to everyone else. However, compared to the United States, that doesn't really matter when they have twice the number of cruisers, destroyers, well, not battle cruisers. We actually have more battle cruisers than them, so good for us. We have something slightly more than them, other than submarines, so yeah. The thing about the United States Navy is that it's spread throughout the entire fucking globe. So, don't have to worry too much about it. To a degree. Because they are both everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So if they really want to, they could come down hard on the Mediterranean and just potentially beat the shit out of me. Sure, Netherlands. Nope. You ain't getting a pudding class. Nobody is getting these things but me. Because these things are fucking expensive. Let's get a few more of these under refit. Oh, quite a large portion of those just finished their refits. Right now, the size of my navy is currently getting bigger and shrinking at the same time. Now, one advantage I have over the AI in this game, the AI doesn't do refits. They just don't. They just design new ships. So you can end up fighting either a really modern navy, or you can end up fighting yesterday's trash. Or you can fight a mix of both. Who the hell is Romania invading? Oh, wait, Japan's at war with the United States, aren't they? So they're probably invading Bulgaria. You can't have an Alice-class battleship, Scotland. Yeah, they're invading Bulgaria. Not sure how well that's gonna go. I assume the Japanese Navy just no longer exists. Oh, no. They actually do have a navy to rival the United States and me. So yeah, we are the big three naval powers at the moment, with everybody else having been reduced to just minor roles in the world. Except for Italy. They don't get a role in the new world order. They just sit at the bottom. But hey, France has 6 destroyers now. Poland got its butt handed to it again. What is France up to? Other than existing? Probably not much. Yeah, the United States may end up getting kicked out of Bulgaria. Yeah, we're in 1954. I think the game ends in 1960-ish. I think it ends at the end of the 1960s, because I don't think the game has much content beyond that anyways. Alright, let's get the last of these on the refit table. And let's continue work on the Kaiser Franz Josephs. No. Yes. You guys are refitting because part of your fleet is made up of those new ships. Do you use any of the new ships? You have Nalinas, Dragons, Deltas, Absols, Innsbruck. Yeah, you guys don't have any of that, so we're actually going to deploy you to start pissing off the Germans. And we're going to deploy submarines to start pissing off the Germans. Because I want to piss off the Germans. And deploy a squadron down here just to secure the Suez. And another squadron over here. Hang out and batter. So then I can deploy them at a moment's notice to protect the Persian Gulf from invasion. So yeah, this next turn we should start pissing off the Germans. Probably not the greatest saying, but we're gonna piss off the Germans. Because fuck the Germans. Germany collapsed. No. Sure. I've sold off so many ships to these other countries. Like, look at fucking Ukraine. They're 11 heavy cruisers, 10 destroyers, 2 battle cruisers, and 4 battleships. All constructed by me, by the way. They did have some light cruisers, but I think they scrapped them at some point. Cyprus, 1 battleship, 4 battle cruisers. Apparently they scrapped the rest at some point. Good on you, Cyprus. Not showing me what the fuck. 3 battleships, 1 battlecruiser, 10 heavy cruisers, and 12 destroyers in Copenhagen. They do have other locations where other ships I've built for them have been sent out to defend. Then I got Arabia down here, who probably has the second biggest navy I've constructed for a minor nation. Crimea definitely having the largest, and Brazil probably being in third for having a navy constructed by me. And then there's the Dutch, who also get some ships from me. Oh, they did manage to take Sarawak. Good for them. Some additional territory. That'll help them rebuild. Alright, ship designs. Those are all done. We'll be keeping these production lines online until I make the Gen 4, if I make the Gen 4. Because the Gen 4 ships are really just going to be the same thing, but in a smaller package. To make them cheaper and less expensive to run. Because we've been kind of going in the direction of big-ass warships, and now it's at a point where crew requirements are getting ridiculous. It's just getting way too much. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna wrap things up for today. It's getting late, and I want food. And if I don't stop now, I'm not gonna be able. It's gonna take forever. So let's find you all a person to send you off to, even though there's nobody here but me. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed today's stream. Don't forget to check out the Discord if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out the Blue Sky, and don't forget to check out the YouTube channel where I upload all the VODs to Friday through Monday, same time every week. And we'll be back with I don't know what we'll be back with on Friday, but we'll be back with something. I'm gonna look through the polls to see what things are gonna get played. William Halsey has been relieved of command. What the fuck happened in the United States? There's still the center party. I don't know what the fuck went on down there. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Goodbye, everyone. Good night. Good morning if it's morning for you. Hope to see you all next time.